Welcome back. Breaking news this morning. Israel launching sweeping strikes against Iran overnight, targeting Iran's nuclear facilities and military sites. 3 top Iranian commanders have been killed in the strikes, reportedly, along with 6 other nuclear scientists. The IDF saying Iran's primary nuclear power facility is now destroyed. Iran retaliated, but the response is said to be weak. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says this is just the start of a weeks-long mission. Joining me now is Iowa Congressman Randy Feenstra. Congressman, thanks very much for being here. Your reaction to the strikes?
Well, I'll just say the United States stands with Israel, and Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. We have to remember what happened on October 7, 2023, where thousands of innocent lives were destroyed by Hamas. Iran was the proxy of this terrorism in the region, supporting Hezbollah, supporting Houthis, supporting Hamas. This had to happen.
Yeah, well, now we are looking at Iran promising retaliation, saying Israel should expect severe response. What do you think that response looks like?
Well, we'll have to see how it responds. I trust what Israel is doing. Obviously, they know what they're getting into. They've been in that region, obviously, for many years. So, again, long term, we have to make sure that Iran has no nuclear weapons and make sure that there's stability in the region. And that's what happens that's how we stop Iran from what they're doing, helping Hezbollah and Hamas and the Houthis.
Let me move on to the big, beautiful bill and where that stands. First off, when are you expecting it to come back to the House? I'm hearing that the Senate Finance Reconciliation draft is likely by June 17th. But what are your expectations in terms of when the House gets it back?
I tell you what, it sounds like it's going to come back, hopefully shortly after the 4th of July. The cement's being laid, it sounds like, in the Senate. But it's President Trump's big, beautiful bill, and I'm so excited what it does. I mean, it delivers big tax cuts for our families, supports our farmers, and grows our manufacturing. This will be the largest tax cut for working families in American history.
Yeah, I want to get your take on some specifics, given your role in the House Ways and Means Committee. I know that we are looking at pushback in the Senate on the SALT deduction. The increase in the cap from $10,000 to $40,000 is what the House agreed upon, but I'm hearing that's likely to be reduced. Will that fly for folks like Nick LaLota and Mike Lawler? And what about the PTET fix? That is, of course, the pass-through entity tax election for entities that are specified services, trades, or businesses. And that includes, of course, could be lawyers, professional services, doctors, accountants, et cetera. How much change are you expecting there?
Yeah, I tell you what, both of these are significant issues, and we got to work together. We got to collaborate. We saw what happened in the U.S. House to get the bill to the U.S. Senate. All right, we have to get everybody on board. It's sort of like having frogs in a wheelbarrow. We got to keep them all together, and we're watching what the Senate does and making sure that they understand that this bill has to get passed not only in the Senate but also back in the U.S. House.
Well, the House bill repealed the pass-through entity tax election for entities that are those businesses, as I mentioned, professional services and financial services, doctors, lawyers, et cetera. It was enacted in many blue states following the 2017 SALT cap to be a workaround. So do you expect once that gets back, is that going to be repealed?
Yeah, it could be repealed. Again, we're all in negotiations here. This is a fantastic bill. There's a lot of moving parts here, and I hear what you're saying. But we've got to see the bigger picture, and that is the massive tax cuts, what's going to happen to the American people and the American worker.
Right. And of course, if the Senate pushes back on this, you will, in fact, be the ones that do not stop the highest tax increase that anyone has ever seen. So we'll see about that. But what about these green energy credit reductions? Are they going to be watered down, you think? Because people are wondering why all of these things from the Inflation Reduction Act are still in it anyway.
Well, the big thing is we have to unleash American energy production, and that comes in many forms. From ethanol to biodiesel in the American heartland. A lot of our corn and soybeans goes to biofuels, and I'm a big supporter of that. I love what Trump is doing, opening more export markets. We just heard what's happening in China. I mean, this is massive. If we can open up China to corn, soybeans, hogs, and then also get precious minerals. I mean, this is a win-win win for everyone. So I
Yeah.
truly applaud what's happening.
And certainly there's a big push on permanence, meaning current policy baseline, extending the tax rates. So we'll see when you can confirm that. President Trump, meanwhile, told Fox News he will issue an order soon addressing how his immigration crackdown has affected the country's farm and hotel industries. Watch this.
What made you change your mind about targeting in California farmers and people in the hotel and leisure business?
We're not targeting. Our farmers are being hurt badly by, they have very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, great. And we're going to have to do something about that. We can't take farmers and take all their people and send them back because you're supposed to throw them out. And you know what happens? They end up hiring the people, the criminals that have come in, the murderers from prisons and everything else. So we're going to have an order on that pretty soon, I think.
I mean, this is the kind of stuff, sir, that you will never see on the mainstream media. The fact that President Trump looks at things in an incredibly practical way. He does not want to hurt farmers in any way. And if it means ensuring that there is a carve-out in terms of the workers that work, or those people who work on farms. I mean, you're a member of the House Agricultural Committee. What is your reaction?
Well, first of all, I think it's incredible. I mean, President Trump is brilliant. And again, I go back to promises made, promises kept. He promised that he would secure the border, and we're starting to build the wall. That's what's happening right now. The border is absolutely secure. We're keeping criminals out of our country. We're keeping drugs out of our country. And now we're looking at the workforce. We're looking at H-2A visas that a lot of our agricultural community uses for employment. So I'm truly excited what President Trump is saying. Again, the breadbasket of the world starts with the heartland of America.
Yep. All right, Congressman, we'll be watching your work. Thanks very much. Randy Feenstra joining us this morning.